Hashim and Latoya Harper, along with their 6 children, are an active family that love to participate in sports. Hashim especially enjoys supporting his children at all of their games.
It is my greatest joy being a father and watching them compete. They don't have to be the best player on the field. It's really about time together.
The Harpers know all too well the never-ending expenses that come with supporting a large family. For over a decade, the couple struggled financially to provide for their family's basic needs. At times, they had to choose between paying the bills and putting food on the table. They also used food stamps to help.
They started to eat more and more. They're a ball of fun, but now I have to feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so those were some trying times.
In 2013, when Hashim was laid off from his job as a hospital purchasing agent, the financial challenges grew.
One of the hardest things to do is to have to call a bill collector or the landlord and say, hey, I know I told you Tuesday, but it might not be for another 2 weeks. That conversation is difficult.
Hashim's severance pay helped keep the family stable until he found another job a few months later. Even with Latoya working, it still wasn't enough to cover any emergencies or extras. They tried tithing, but ultimately continued to put other things above a commitment to give.
Even though we knew that we should do it and the tithe belonged to the Lord, it was easy to say, but God, I understand, this needs to be taken care of.
In 2014, the family faced eviction and moved in with Hashim's parents for 2 years. They continued to be in between jobs and found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. By the end of 2018, Hashim says he heard God ask him a question.
He said, when are you going to honor me with your giving? He said, give me a year in this, and I'm going to make it tangible to you. You're going to see exactly what I can do. And I said, okay.
At the start of 2019, Hashim committed to tithing every month and giving $5 above that in offerings. His salary doubled after a year of consistently tithing.
It was never about my wallet. It was never about my bank account. He was only after my heart.
Latoya also started tithing off of her earnings.
This was my way of honoring him. All he asked for was just this 10%. And I knew that he was going to take care. He always takes care of us.
In 2020, when Latoya was laid off, they increased their tithes and offerings as an act of faith. 3 months later, Latoya got a new position working in the city government with a 30% increase over her last salary. The next year, Hashim was hired as a purchasing manager, and his salary doubled.
I'm loving seeing what God is doing, and I'm just thankful. And I'm excited about whatever else he has.
The Harpers are teaching their children to tithe and trust God, so they can see just how faithful God will be in their lives.
I will never stop tithing and giving. They've seen the fruit of my giving, and now my sons, when they get paid, it's tithe first.
All he is saying is just trust me. And I promise you, he won't let you down.